Kurt Freudenberg remembers the rush of placing bets.
It's just like the most insane dopamine rush. It's like, it's I can compare it to like crack cocaine. It's like ridiculous.
An addiction the San Francisco native says started at 11 years old, gambling first with online casino games like blackjack or roulette before escalating to thousands of dollars on sports from the NBA and NFL to horse and dog racing.
How restrictive did the addiction become in your day-to-day life?
I was only thinking about gambling and participating in gambling activities 24/7.
His life spiraling out of control. Freudenberg says he ignored showers and spent hours inside, with his low point flunking out of school twice and spending 10 months in rehab. The 23-year-old says he was one of many young adults addicted to gambling and contemplating self-harm during college.
Have you experienced that among anyone you know or ever felt suicidal ideation?
I was suicidal most times after losing money. Going to $0, I was suicidal most times. I never had a plan or acted on it, but I was like, man, I wish I was dead. I wish I never woke up in the morning.
Freudenberg's mom, Kim, was in the dark about his addiction for years.
Their brain has just been completely hijacked by gambling.
Now she runs a support group called Parents Standing Together, calling for stronger guardrails to protect children.
They're clearly not strong enough because kids are accessing it, right? So I do appreciate the safeguards that are there, but we all need to really realize it's not enough.
Online sports betting is currently legal in 31 states and D.C. You have to be either 18 or usually 21 years old to open an account with a sports book, depending on the state. Users must have accounts that match their name, address, social security number, and bank accounts. But in NBC News' conversations with high school students and former gamblers, kids who want to gamble sometimes find a way around those rules. Saul Malik certainly did.
I mean, I know some kids who just, they'll have like an older sibling, or if they know someone, there's one kid in the grade who knows someone and they have an account, and then all the other guys just go through that person.
Today, he speaks to young adults about his own experience.
High stakes wager was for a whopping $1.50. That doesn't sound like a lot of money. It's not until it's your last $1.50.
And cautionary tales after accruing a $25,000 gambling debt and having one of his bookie friends actually show up at his doorstep.
He had talked to my dad and just basically said Saul owes the book whatever it was, $2,000 or whatever, and when's he going to pay it?
It's unclear exactly how many kids bet online, but one recent survey says 30% of 11 to 13-year-old boys and more than 40% of 14 to 17-year-old boys gambled in the last year. One of the largest sports books, DraftKings, told NBC News they blocked 1.4 million accounts nationally in 2025 where the user's identity couldn't be verified. Though the company didn't specify how many of those accounts were underage, they also deploy a team of dozens of people looking for irregularities and keeping minors off the platform.
That's really at the heart of it, where responsible gaming starts. The states have legalized sports betting in many jurisdictions, and they've told us what the legal age to, make a bet is, and that those are the rules that we follow. There is no place for underage people on our app.
Malik says early intervention and identifying behavior is critical.
Social media's promotion of it, how it's become really a common talking point for friend groups.
For Kim Freudenberg, she sees everyone, companies, families, states, and gamblers playing a vital role in fighting addiction.
I think it's a shared responsibility, right? And in our programming, like my son goes to Gamblers Anonymous, they take full responsibility for their actions. I take it for mine, and then the industry can take it for theirs.
And her son, Kurt, wants to be a part of the solution now, too, studying to be a sports gambling researcher.
They want to be successful, and they think that that's a quick and fast way to get rich.
A new kind of gamble, betting on himself to keep others on the right path.
Let me bring in Sam, who's joining us now. And Sam, even with these safeguards in place, a kid's gonna kid and find ways to try to figure it out, whether it's, using crypto or doing whatever.
There are a variety of ways to get around these regulations. And honestly, Hallie, in the words of Kurt and Saul, whom we just heard from, crypto might be the easiest in the sense that it's not regulated. Anybody can buy it. And it's not like when you make a credit card transaction and it shows $50 to this restaurant or $100 to this website. There's basically no digital footprint, and they're taking the crypto and betting and offshore platforms. That's one way it can be done. There's also stories about kids using VPNs to make it seem like they're in a state state where the gambling age is 18 and up, not 21 and up, and they're using the platform that way. It is worth pointing out that the sportsbooks are employing very sophisticated software to try to detect those irregularities in that behavior. But there are so many workarounds, so many back doors to this, that it's deeply concerning, and it does require a more holistic approach. The state of Massachusetts just instituted for the first time curriculum in high school, Hallie, that educates children and young students about the dangers of gambling addiction. And I think that's the kind of thing where there's so many stakeholders in all this, everybody has to do their part to help the kids in the end.
Okay, Sam Brock, appreciate that. Super interesting reporting. I know there's more of it on NBCnews.com, so go check it out there. Appreciate y'all, as always, for watching. That does it for us for this hour, but I'll see you Sunday on Nightly News. We've got more coverage picking up right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.